What's up, everybody? We are your favorite hosts, Dylan and
Danielle.
And you're now tuned into the HoodTherapy podcast.
Yes, sir. Where we take you on our journey to finding love, peace, and balance through conversation.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, every episode, you know I gotta ask, how you doing?
Uh-oh. Sorry. You look very awkward.
Is that better?
Yes.
Okay. How you doing?
Oh,
how you doing?
I'm good.
You good?
I'm good. How are you?
Today is Valentine's Day, of course. Happy Valentine's Day.
We don't know when this is dropping though, so.
But
yeah, it's still Valentine's Day.
But it is Valentine's Day. And you know, Valentine's Day is not really about me. You know what I'm saying? And
it has been though.
It has been.
Yes,
yeah. I give you credit.
Yeah.
I give you credit. But how was your Valentine's Day today?
My Valentine's Day.
Tell them about your Valentine's Day.
I will tell them about my Valentine's Day. Okay. So, you know, I woke up and we woke up at 5 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
We went to the gym, hit the arm workout today. Went to work, tired, exhausted. And I came back home and I hear some music playing. I'm like,
what kind of music though?
I didn't know. I didn't recognize it at first. It's like I just heard music, you know. I just heard the chords, you know. And then this is when I was at the bottom of the step, and I walked up the steps, and then I see you coming outside. I'm like, how you know I'm here? How you know I'm here? And then that's when I hear the song. That's our song. I was like, oh, okay. And then you took my bag, you took off my shoes, and I was like, so should I go inside or what? Like, what you got inside for me? And then you was just like, nah, I'll lead the way. Nah, let me do it. I'll lead the way. That's how you said it. That's how you said it.
You sound like your voice hurt. It's like you lost your voice.
And then, you know, you just, you walked me inside, and then I saw the sign. It said Happy V-Day, the candle lit. I'm still looking at the setup right now. The roses, the balloon, my two favorite candies ever. I can't tell y'all what it is. Maybe one day I'll do the big reveal.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not even that serious.
It's not. I don't know why you went there, but I support you. You know what's crazy? I was about to be like, oh yeah, that's it. And then, oh shit.
No. It's sour power straws and milk.
Chocolate pretzels.
Yes, milk chocolate covered pretzels. Yes.
Yeah.
My favorites. And yeah, you know, you have the nice lights dimmed. The music was playing and we danced a little bit, and Gabe joined us. We danced a little bit, and I was like, you know, that was nice.
Yes, sir.
But we did go out on Friday.
Yeah.
We went out on Friday, so I'm glad we didn't go out today. I'm too tired for that.
Yeah,
and we recording too, so.
Yeah, it was a long day already.
Yeah, it was.
Leading up to this point. We were kind of tired from the gym anyway, but you know, I got to make sure that the little things that you remember, that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That
nice.
You matter. I think these things. Yeah, of course. Yeah. And, you know, I hope everybody out there had a good Valentine's Day today. And, you know, maybe whenever this drops.
We hope y'all had.
Yeah. We hope you had a good Valentine's Day, man. But before, you know, we have a lot to get into today. Mm-hmm. But before we get into anything, I want you guys to make sure that you like, share, and subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram. And if you're an audio-only listener, you can catch us on Anchor and Spotify. The link is in the description below.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Well, today's episode.
Very special episode.
It's going to follow a different kind of formality. Mm-hmm. You know, this one is going to be real personal, especially for me and, you know, for Danielle. And I think, you know, this is, you know, something that happened in the midst of our relationship, and I felt like, you know, it kind of changed my perspective on how I look at myself. in life and in my relationship and how I just do everything, my childhood. And, I thought it was really important to talk about, this discussion in depth. We haven't really talked about it amongst ourselves like that a lot. And you guys will really get kind of raw emotions, raw reaction, raw feelings. So, and kind of an inner scope of a little bit what we go through and, situations a situation that has affected us a lot. And, but that's the purpose of all of this is, we want to make sure that you guys, you see the real work that is put into a relationship. You know what I'm saying? The real problems, the real conversations.
Behind the scenes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We, I don't think you get that often. And it's not easy to do, to let people into your life. You know what I'm saying? But I think those things help people to see, at least they don't feel alone about the things that people don't share.
Yeah.
And, this season in my life has been one of the hardest seasons I've ever been in. I worked a good job last year in the summer, and while I was working, we had a really good kind of balance and workflow in regards to responsibilities, and I felt like during that process, you can let me know if I'm bugging or not, but I felt like we had a lot of balance that was kind of unspoken. We you know, we split our rent, you know what I'm saying, between each other, and it was just like the I had put certain bills on my name, so you know what I'm saying, I had the money, I just covered those bills, and it was like a very good unwritten kind of rule that we had agreed between each other, and you know it was an internship, and so I knew that the internship was coming to an end when I started. So my main goal was to like make sure that I did my best at that company, and left such a good mark that I could work throughout the semester. You understand what I'm saying? And I went way above my expectations in regards to performance.
He sure did, y'all. He sure did.
Yeah, and
Go ahead, David.
They liked me so much. Towards the end of my internship, I remember the CISO, which is how did I forget? But the CISO they're usually like second in rank to the the CEO of the company, and they handle all security, cybersecurity practices throughout the company, throughout the organization, and I work directly with him sometimes, and I performed so well that toward the end of the internship, he was like, "Yo, like once you graduate, we're gonna have something ready for you, bro." Like, you know what I'm saying? And he was also telling me that I'll put you on part time because they really needed help on their team. That I did a really good job in providing, and I think that left me with a lot of security and kind of comfort going into the semester, knowing that I had set myself up well, and going into the semester now, even though they had promised me an opportunity throughout a part-time opportunity, when I was going back and forth with HR and the CISO and the team and everything like that, they had a whole big like debacle, and pretty much like their funding was too low to bring on somebody else to the team, and I guess they had to make more important hires in other departments that they couldn't afford to have me on, and so you know, that kind of shot me down. And, uh, you know, I kind of was in a frenzy, like, what the hell are we going to do? What are we going to do? And, you know, Danielle was always saying, even before we both started working and stuff, that, you know, we're going to make sure that, you know, we both at least had jobs that if one person can't work, then, you know, the other person could pick up the slack. And I never thought that would have happened so soon. You know what I'm saying? And at least I never wanted that to happen. You know what I'm saying? As much as, you know, we make that up, we factor that in. And so, you know, throughout the semester, you know, I couldn't work or do anything like that. You know, I was full-time student and, you know, full-time parent. And it was a really stressful semester for me. And, you know, Danielle really held it down. And I think for the both of us, it was kind of like a mental awareness that, okay, this is only until the semester is over. You know what I'm saying? And I think now, like, school was hard, but I had that vision of graduating to help me reach to the end. You know what I'm saying? And kind of, you know, give me that sustenance to know that what's going on now will be over. But I think when I graduated, you know, I had expected that, you know, things would have lined up sooner for me in regards to the job market and, you know, interviewing and stuff like that. And, you know, nothing is going the way that I envisioned it. You know, everything has really gone haywire. Um, you know, I interviewed for a dream position. Um, they interviewed me for 1 month, 4 weeks, 4 interviews, you know, just to tell me I'm not worthy at the end. You know what I mean? At the end of all of that, they wasted a whole month of my time of 4 very strenuous, intense interviews, you know, and it's kind of been that same story, like, throughout my job, I guess, job seeking process of, you know, having interviews, recruiters ghosting me, you know, sending my application out and I've never heard a response, you know, and at first I was definitely enthusiastic because I was really hardcore networking, hardcore applying, you know, hard, like, going ham, but it,
God had other plans.
yeah, literally, and, you know, I think it got to a point mentally where I tried to maintain my, I guess, cool or stability, but you know, like, every day is kind of a new battle of being, of finding purpose, I guess, within my life, to me not knowing, like, what am I worthy of? Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, everything that I tried to you know, to do, to, like, everything I'm doing is not working. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and it's not like most people, I feel like, that are in that situation, especially a lot of college students, don't really put in the work and effort before they graduate to make sure they're qualified when they do graduate, and then they're not ready for the job market. But I've been, you know, I had an interview last week, and the recruiter told me that I'm too overqualified for the position. I've never even heard of that in my life. Like, I didn't know that was possible. That you can have too much skill to work a job. You know what I'm saying? And so dealing with things like that, it really messed my head up. And, you know, this leads into, like, the next, that I explain all of that to kind of preface my mindset in regards to, you know, how I viewed things in regards to our relationship. And, you know, essentially the other day, actually yesterday, you know, Danielle and I were talking, and, you know, it started over something little about, you know, her asking me to, you know, if I had gotten something for her, and actually something for us. And
I was about to be like, hold on.
and you know, I kind of was in the mode of like, you know, to me, when nowadays, when really throughout the day, Danielle goes to work. She works, you know, on site, and I'm at home. And when I'm at home, nowadays I DoorDash just to, you know, that's where I get my income from, or Instacart. And so, or when I'm home, I edit, and I'm, you know, doing everything to make sure the podcast is ready. And you know, she's like, you know, I expected you to, you know, to get the, you know, whatever we were supposed to get. And I'm like, you know, I felt like you could have gotten what, you know, we needed to get as well, just as much as I could. And you can kind of tell them what you said in regards to how you felt about that situation, and what you feel like tell them what, I guess, how that situation made you feel, and how it led to the kind of bigger conversation.
So essentially, you know, he tells me that I could have gotten it off Amazon, and how I order things while I'm at work off Amazon all the time, and I could have just gotten it off Amazon. And I'm like, but why would I do that when you can just go get it? Like, it's, if it's necessity and we need it, it needs to kind of happen sooner rather than later. Why would I order it off Amazon when you can just go get it? That's how I'm thinking in my head. And so I'm telling him this, and, you know, he just kind of like, bro, like, what do you mean? Like, you know, and it's kind of just like, I think what he ultimately says is the fact that, like, how it's my money, and that I'm trying to remember. You gotta correct me if I like mistake your word, because
No, it's okay.
I don't really
I
remember.
mean,
But, you know, he ultimately says just like, you know, you know, it's your money. Like, you know, like, you do what you want to do with your money. I don't want to really, you know what I mean? And it's kind of just like, bro, like, it's, in my head, it's like, it's not even like that. Like, it's literally not even like that, because you're home, you're the one that can get, you know, you're more accessible to things. Whether you're on the road, or, you know, you're more accessible to be able to handle, you know, getting things than I am. And so I'm leaving that to you, in order to, for you to be able to do that. And even though, yes, you know, I'll order groceries and I'm at work, or, you know, I'll order things to the house, Amazon, all the time to the house or whatever. But I order on Amazon because I can't go out and get it,
yeah.
nor is it a necessity to have in that exact moment. And, you know, and I said, this is how I was going in my head. And he's just like, you know, it's just not my money. And I'm just like, I know that. Like, you know, like, I know that. And it's not going to be your money. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not, there is no other option for it to be other than my money. So you telling me that it's not your money doesn't, it doesn't disqualify you from why you couldn't have gotten it. That's how I'm looking at the situation. And so you can continue on, because that was just my point of view for the conversation.
Yeah, and I felt like, you know, I think being able to digest really how I felt, like that situation kind of forced me to look how I viewed things in this entire process of, like, I guess it feels emasculating having to. It feels emasculating, or it feels weird having to rely on you to get something. Sometimes I feel like I'd rather wait till I get it, or I wait till I can afford it to make a move. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I know it sounds dumb, or it might sound like toxic, and it's not even in the realm of that. Oh, I don't want to ask you because you're stingy or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think maybe that's my way of trying to show that I'm here. You know what I'm saying? Like, to show that I care and I want to contribute. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to contribute. It's not like, I don't want you to feel like it's just you. And it's like, I don't know. It's like I still can't accept. It's hard for me to accept the reality that we're in right now. I guess my position, I feel like a leech. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like I'm sucking you out of your resources. And so, as crazy as it seems, I'm low key willing to sabotage things to preserve my ego. And I think that's really the crux of it. You know, if I'm being honest with myself, I feel like a lot of times I'll know what the hard decision is, and I'll hold off, or I'll kind of tough things out just so that I won't have to give my burdens to somebody else. You know, and I suffer in silence a lot that way. You know, because I don't know, I just feel like I feel like I can when Danielle comes home, I can see she's tired. You know what I'm saying? I can see the fact that she is the even if she makes enough, or even if, you know what I'm saying, we not like getting evicted or nothing like that. The fact that no matter what, I don't think no matter what's going on, the fact that you know that you are the sole backbone for things to work, I feel like is a dying stress within itself,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because I think it strips your humanity from you, because you don't get to be human.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get to take breaks. You don't get to slow down a little bit
Mm-hmm.
or recharge. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because those moments you do that, you risk putting, you know what I'm saying, your family on the street.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I guess I've never been in that position in my life. You know, I've been self-sufficient since I was like 14, and I never asked my mom for nothing. Even though I needed it a lot, you know, I had to go find a way to go get it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I, like, I've thought about dumb shit, like, and maybe I shouldn't call it dumb, but
You're just trying to find a way.
yeah, like, I literally tried to do anything. I've thought about breaking the law. You know what I'm saying?
No, because you really be like, yo, this is why niggas sell drugs. Sorry. This is how people sell drugs. This is why.
And that's not even on a joke thing. Like
Yeah.
I've literally thought about it. You know what I'm saying? And that's crazy. You know what I mean? But you know, these are the feelings that I think I have a lot that stop me from making a calculated and meticulous decision. You know, a lot of times I think it's my pride and shameful and shame or guilt that I feel inside for you having to be in this position. Like a lot of times I wish it was me that was in this position and not you. You know, mostly because I feel like I take pride. Like I've wanted to do this my whole life. I wanted to be just finding. I've dreamed of just like you hear sometimes you hear a lot of people be like, oh, they be like, what's your dream? What you want to do in life? You say, I just want to be stable. I just want to have some money. And people are like, oh, he don't got no ambition. But bro, when you don't have nothing, bro, forever, that seems like heaven. You know what I mean? Because this shit is like hell. You know what I mean? It's a constant, it's like death. It's like a cloud that always follows you, that no matter what, even when you're happy, you know, it's kind of that reminder that you're not where you need to be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, you know, I can honestly say that I felt like throughout this process, I inadvertently harmed you, especially, a lot, and not being able to be a true leader or a true, you know, a true man, and be honest about what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And let you know what's, you know, let you know what's up with me. Even though I'm struggling with something, not to hold it back or hold it in and make the situation worse in the future, but to address those hard feelings and have those conversations. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I think we do have those conversations, especially, you know, as this is a tough time for the both of us. I think we have been having those conversations, and it's just you know, it's just the conversations takes a different path each time, and it uncovers a different thing each time. And you know, that's why I don't mind having these conversations over and over. Right? That's why I'll never tell you we just talked about that. Don't come back with me again. You know what I mean? I'll never say that, because even myself, like, just talking about things over and over, it just helps you heal a little bit more. You know, like, it just helps, and I feel, you know, with anybody, and so, you know, when we talk about things, and you know they get as deep as they do, you know, it is always like, you know, like a little hug that you give to yourself and that we give to each other, and it just, you know, deepens our connection towards this relationship that allows, you know, it to have come this far. And you know, one of the things that I realized that I was missing from Dylan was the fact that, like, so with the thing that he was supposed to get, we established that we would go and get it, right? We would go and get it. And so when we agree to do something, I'm expecting you to initiate how it's going to get done, right? So, and I think, you know, that wasn't necessarily talked about. That's just something that I expected from you, that it wasn't. it just, we never said throughout this entire time. And I don't know if it's why it's hasn't come up before or what difference it is that's happening now, but it just hasn't come up before, any realization for that to be the case, where it's just like, okay, I see that, as things are happening, I'm looking to you to take the initiative to do things.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that I can't or that I don't want to.
Yeah.
I guess I feel as though, depending on what it is, it's
Yeah.
your department. If it's coming to decorate in the house, or, certain things that is my area of expertise, or things that anything. Dylan calls me, what you call me, babe? Encyclopedia. I'm very factual. So any question that, it doesn't really matter what, I can pretty much come up with a logical answer for it.
Mm-hmm.
Like 95% of the time.
Yeah.
And so, things like that, that's my area of expertise. When it comes to, the thing that you were supposed to get, I thought that was your area of expertise. And so I left that up to you to take the initiative to, dictate how it was going to happen, what was going to go.
Yeah.
And usually majority of the time, I'm still looking to you to be like, okay, like what we do and what it is, even if it's nobody's area of expertise.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's parenting, where that's nobody's area of expertise, but I'm still like, how you feel about this? You okay with it? Like, you know what I mean? And then I'm just not necessarily, and you don't necessarily make the final say. You talk about it, but you ultimately, I'm okay with anything. Not anything, but I would say whatever I'm not okay with, what I'm not comfortable with.
Yeah.
But, we on the same page that it's just like, I'm looking to you to see if you have like a different perspective on whatever it is that should happen, or sorry, something in the air, whatever it is that's to happen, and so I think that's pretty much why, I look to you to say, okay, like, I'm okay with this. You okay with this? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what I realized was lacking. And I don't know if it has been like that the entire time, because I think it's just a new thing that I'm feeling, that I was feeling at the time.
Yeah.
But I realized that, and I didn't want to make it seem as though I was trying to tell you that you weren't man enough, or that like you weren't doing your job as a man.
Yeah.
I think I just tried to tell you what I needed from you.
Yeah.
Yeah, if that makes sense.
No.
Because as you said, I knew all of how you were feeling prior, and I knew how you felt, especially with the whole financial thing. And so what I didn't want to do was kind of add to that. And I just kind of had to like finesse the way I said it, essentially, and just really come off with a nicer tone, and, make sure that you understand that I'm not trying to talk down to you, or I'm not trying to put you down.
Yeah.
But I'm still need to, tell you and be direct in what is it that I need from you.
Yeah.
For the sake of our relationship.
Yeah, and it's so crazy how that, that situation came up, in my family dynamic at home. I was raised, my mom raised us, well, my oldest brother was out the house. He's 30 now. He was, kind of doing his own thing for majority of my childhood. And it was just me, my older brother, and my younger sister. And, her system really was like, if those who made the money made decisions. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and she gave privileges to my brother, you know what I'm saying, and kind of undermined the grievances or the opinions of me and my younger sister. You know what I mean? Because, a lot of times we weren't able to work, and we had to rely on them for, it was just my mom. And a lot of times we had to rely on her to, get things done up until we were able to, figure out a way to provide for ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
But, I think I was conditioned for a long time to kind of seek that value in and self-sustainability. And every time I think as a child I didn't have enough for myself, I felt like my mom and my siblings took advantage of that. I feel like they looked down on me for relying on them for things. You know what I'm saying? And, it's the little things like, I would go ask, I would ask my mom for money, right, to do something, and she would tell me off and tell me that I should know that she doesn't have it. But when I find another way to get it, she would get mad and say that I should have asked her. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, like, things like that, that's the way that I was raised. And I feel like, the reason why it's kind of showing now is because all of that trauma, I feel like, hid under my ability to provide before. And I think that now that I can't, it kind of exposed that part of me and made it a lot more. I felt a lot like helpless to where I know that I need to do things, but because I don't have the money, it's like I wouldn't even bring it up. I wouldn't even talk about it. I wouldn't even give my opinion because I feel like it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like you telling me that, you know, that you look to me to lead you, even though I can't afford to, it blows my mind. It's just another reason why, I'm supposed to be here with you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that gave me all the confidence I needed to. I don't care what anybody else thinks. I don't care even what I think, as long as I know that you support me. You know what I mean?
You still care what you think, though.
Yeah, but I feel like I'm my biggest enemy. And I'm the reason why I mess things up for myself. You know what I'm saying? More than anybody else. And, I think that's why I was telling you, like, if there's anything that you feel and anything that's on your mind, you got to bring it to me and bring it to me straight, because, you know what I'm saying? You are who keeps me kind of grounded. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And not that it's your responsibility to, you're not my mom or nothing. You're not supposed to raise me or nothing. But I need your, I care about you. I would literally do anything for you under the face of the planet. It does not matter what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I will never get in my feelings to, you know,
Okay, sorry about that, guys.
yes sir. But yeah, I would never take um I would never take offense to you telling me what you need from me. And I feel like, even if obviously you shouldn't want to hurt my feelings, you
Right.
shouldn't want to make me feel less than, you shouldn't want to, you know what I'm saying, belittle me. But if it's about like I feel like my purpose really now is not just about you, but a part of my purpose in life is to please you and to make sure that you're running at the highest level at all times. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, that's what's giving me the success in my life. That's what I feel like has been able to push me and push us to higher heights, is for me to keep pouring into you and you keep pouring into me. And then we're able to pour into each other and the rest of the world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, I will never just, for the future, I think the most important thing that I need from you is to just, to make sure that you're always telling me, even if there's tough, and even if you know that, you know, it might hurt my feelings a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
you know, that,
Some things just need to be said.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Don't let it get to the point of no return, or
Yeah.
a point where it's not about that anymore, and it's, you know, evolved into something else.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I think, you know, I really do appreciate you, as I said again, the just you believing in me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like this is the first time I've truly experienced what it's like for somebody to have faith in you.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I make sure that I'll do whatever I can to never let you down again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No funny shit, for real.
Yeah. Blush on
Good.
camera. No, but thank you.
Yeah.
I think I really appreciate that. I just, I think that to me, leading was never about money.
Mm-hmm.
And I of course I want us to have money. I want us to be rich and whatever the best case may be, successful people.
Yeah.
But in order for us to have a successful relationship and family, that's not the foundation of it cannot be money. And I'm not, of course I want you to have money. I want you to have a lot of money, you yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's not, to me, that was never a requirement to lead.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That was never a requirement to lead. And I think, it, the way social media and a lot of things that are being said, it makes it seem as though, and how you was raised too, that if you don't have money, you don't have a say. And I mean, I could just imagine, like, if it was the other foot on the, if it was the other way around, and me not able to have a say in the things that I wanted or didn't want or was not okay with and uncomfortable with because I didn't make any money. And to me, that just sounds stupid. That just sounds stupid, because I would absolutely want to have a say in whatever it is. It may not necessarily be a financial say as, yes, we're going to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But this makes me uncomfortable. You know what I mean? I should be able to say that whether or not, you know what I mean? I think that's, how I'm looking at it in terms of being a leader and what it is as a man to lead.
Yeah.
Is that it's not about the money.
Yeah.
It's not, I feel like if a man needs money to lead, you take away that money and what is he?
Mm.
And some people will say, well, he's just not a man. And it's just like, then that's the problem.
Yeah.
Then that's the problem.
Yeah.
Because no matter what, rich or poor, you're like, and I feel like, and honestly, like, when you see some families and how they struggle, they're like the happiest.
Yeah, that's true.
Some families are like the happiest when you feel that love, like that love that just bursts through when you walk through the door of their house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You feel that. And people always are over the house. You don't even know why, but it just feels great to be in that presence.
Yeah.
And that's why. That's why. You know what I mean? And, it doesn't matter. To me, it doesn't matter who the breadwinner is, as long as we're able to not get evicted. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, as long as we're allowed to be comfortable, for now, of course, because it's always higher to achieve. Yeah. But to me, it wasn't about money, because if it was about money, it's just, money doesn't make a man to me. And so regardless of anything, it's your character that's really going to dictate how this relationship goes. My character, where we build, what we grow, that's really the foundation of what our relationship is standing on. You know what I mean? Not my money, not your money, not nobody's money. Yeah. And I think, the way you were raised, I understand. You know what I mean? I think in my household, I mean, my household was definitely very up and down.
Yeah.
Because my mom worked and my dad worked, and my dad was the only one working, and my mom and dad, you know what I mean? It was very up and down, but it was never any sense of, at least from what I got growing up, it was never any sense of you don't have a say because you don't have a job.
Yeah.
Or you don't have a say because you're not bringing in as much money as me.
Yeah.
I think my mom would have bananas if that was the case. But, you know, she would definitely not be having that. And I think it's the same thing. You know, my dad definitely raised me to be independent. And, you know, it was, I think, only reason why I'm okay with this relationship dynamic being the way it is because I knew you before we were in a relationship for a very long time.
Yeah.
We grew up with each other, and I know that you are genuine.
Yeah.
And you are a really good friend. That if we were to break up, I wouldn't regret any of this.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know that if we were to break up, well, I'd hope. I'd hope that if you were to break up, because that never happens, knock on wood.
Mm-hmm.
There's no.
That can't happen.
Right? But I would just hope that we would remain good friends, especially after being together for so long.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But there would be no regrets in whatever it is that I'm doing. I don't regret it right now. I don't think I'm going to regret it years later because I'm not necessarily looking for anything.
Yeah.
To in the end goal, like it's not like, okay, I'm going to do this now so that, you know,
when it's my turn,
I'm good. Yeah. That's not necessarily the case. You know what I mean? I would love to not work. Definitely love that.
That's the plan.
But, you know, like that's not the reason as to why I'm doing this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and part of it is because I just have to for the sake of our family and to just keep everything alive. But, you know, I'm only able to be able to do that because I know that I'm surrounded by genuine people. You know, I'm surrounded by people that need me, that love me, that want me, you know, in their lives.
Yeah.
You know, you and Gabe. And so, you know, I feel like if I had just met you, well, not just met you, but if I didn't know you before and we were friends and I never really got to see the genuinity of who you are and understood you fundamentally before, you know, the whole crazy complexities of a relationship dynamic came in, I don't think I would be able to do this.
I don't think I would be able to either.
Yeah.
You know, because a part of it also is me knowing you.
Yeah.
Even though I have all these struggles and those feelings, you know, I pushed through them. I tried my hardest to push through them because I know that you have looked at me differently than anybody else has. I told it, like, you know, I said the other day, like, I wish I had been able to do this alone. I wish I'd been able to go through this part of my life alone. And I feel like it just makes it so much harder knowing that there are people who kind of relying on me to do something that I can't do, that it's like not up to me. You know what I mean? And you know, it's
that makes me sad. But I understand. That makes me sad, but I understand.
And so it's kind of the same in the same context of what you say, like you don't think you could do it because, you know, it no matter what or no matter how you flip it, you always suffer at my expense. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's something that you are willing to go through, you know what I'm saying, for the sake of the journey, the fact that you have to suffer. I don't believe in suffer love. You know what I'm saying? I believe that you deserve everything at the highest level at all times. And you should never have to go through trials and tribulations just to have a healthy relationship. You know what I'm saying?
I think you should rephrase that.
No, because I think there's a perception that especially women have to be with somebody that, you know, kind of drags them through the mud before they become good people. You know what I mean?
Like getting cheated on for X amount of years.
Yeah, or people
becoming a wife after.
Or there's men that knowledgeably take advantage of the fact that their woman can provide for them and give them a house and food to eat, right? So that they can do whatever they have to do. And, you know, don't necessarily put in the work to make sure that, you know, they are all right and all that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I feel like, you know, that's kind of where I feel like I don't want you to feel like, and I never want you to suffer. I never want you to feel pain towards anything. Maybe it's me just being naive, but, you know, that's why I had those feelings. But, you know, I just know that going forward, I'm going to face the fire and, you know, lead this family through wherever we need to go. Because I know what to do. You know what I'm saying? And that's the crazy part. It's like, it's not like I'm confused. Like, oh, I don't know what's going on. Like, I know how to lead. You know what I mean? I know how to build structure, how to give structure, how to kind of be a foundation and a voice. It's just I didn't think it was valued, and I'm so happy that, you know, you kind of helped me find that voice. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Look at this.
I feel like we should hug it out, but I don't want the mic amplifier to fall. You can.
Look at us. Look at us.
Growth.
Yeah, growth.
You know what I mean?
You know what I want to do, add just before we wrap it up real quick, is that I realize we've been having a lot more arguments lately, but the arguments that we've had have never always end positively.
Yes.
They've never went with us not talking or whatever. Like, we've hashed it out and it's back to regular.
Yeah.
Same time.
Yeah.
I think that
that is very impressive.
A long way.
Yeah. It was not always like that.
Definitely. That just recently happened.
Yeah.
It just recently
it was
started.
Not always like that. You know?
Yeah.
But
growth.
Definitely.
We'll tackle that on the next episode.
Yeah. That's a lot of, you know, effort.
Yeah.
Over an extended period of time.
Yeah.
You know? But I really needed this conversation. Yeah. And I appreciate you, you know, for having it with me. You know what I'm saying? And it is very nerve-wracking sharing these things with you guys. You know what I mean? Because these are like internal problems. These are things that I suffer with. And, you know, but I know that there's somebody else out there going through the same thing. You know, so, you know, I'm not here I don't have answers. I don't have all the answers. But I just know that it feels better to know that there's other people who have the same struggle and who are trying to get out of it.
Yeah.
You know
and
what I'm saying?
That's why we're here, because we want to take you on our journey.
Facts.
Ultimately, our journey. Not just our journey, but our journey. You feel me? So that's just, you know, that's what we're here for.
Yeah, man.
To learn from each other, have these conversations. So let us know, like, what do y'all think? Do y'all think you have to have money in order to lead? Do y'all think that, or anybody has been in a situation like this, whether it's the female, the woman, or the man, the male? Let us know. Comment down below what you think.
Yeah, man. And on that note,
be out.